Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final video in our CSS Grid mini-series. Now in this episode I'm going to be kind of speed coding a simple blog layout based on the knowledge that we have gained in this tutorial mini-series. In addition, like the nav bar and footer, I'm probably going to use a little bit of the information that was in the previous CSS mini-series, CSS Flexbox, which you can check out if you're not familiar with it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just get started as fast as possible. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to delete both of these, and then I'm going to recreate them. And again, yeah, I'll be trying to explain as much as I can as I go on, but I'll be going fast. So in our body, we will need a header, and then we will need a nav, and then we will need a UL, LIs, and then, or you know, we can make 4 LI elements, and then we can just say home, about, contact, more. I don't know, who knows. And then, you know, of course, on top of a header, we're going to need our main. And actually, we're going to put our, you know what, we'll make our body a grid layout, so that's what we'll do. And then I'm going to have a menu. Or a div with a class of menu, and this will be like a little side menu, and then we'll have an article which will be the actual, well no, it's not going to be a blog article, it'll be div.main, I guess, which is where we'll put the div or the blog kind of posts, and then we will have a footer, which will be a UL. Yeah, well, we'll just have a footer saying, let's see, copyright, copy, and this is how you do the copy symbol, or I think you can actually, if you have, if you can find the emoji, yeah, you can use the copyright emoji as well, like that, but yeah, I'm just going to do colon or at copy semicolon, and it'll add the copyright symbol, and then like we can say, what, 2021, it's New Year's, that's pretty interesting. 2021, or copyright, I guess, Matthew Lin, 2021, you know, just a simple statement. Alright, so, you know, again, what I've done here is I've created a simple layout for a website. This header nav UL LI is based on our Flexbox mini-series, which we did previously, and we're going to use this to create a simple Flexbox layout. And then we have our main, or our menu here, which will be a little side menu. And then we have a main here, which will be our actual blog posts, like it'll list the different posts on this blog. And then we'll have a footer with the copyright info. Now, you may be wondering, how is this grid? We're actually going to turn the body into a grid, because notice all of these things are children of the body itself. And this is going to help to demonstrate you can actually have a Flexbox layout inside a grid layout. And you can even have a grid layout inside a grid layout. And I'll show you how that works in a second. So let's go ahead and add our style sheet. So link CSS, style.css here. And we're going to go ahead and start off by first, actually, let's go ahead and start up this live server and see what it looks like with bare HTML. This is what it looks like with bare HTML. We just have our header and our footer set up right now. So first of all, we're going to set up our body as a display of grid. And then, of course, we want our grid template columns. Well, let's see here. Let's have like 100 pixels. Hold on, I need to quickly visualize 100 pixels. Yeah, we'll have like maybe 100 pixel, 200, 150 pixel menu, and then we will simply have a the rest of the kind of grid will be a will just be a what's it called? Just the rest of the site, I guess. So for our menu mainly is why we're using this. And of course, we're going to quickly use named areas like we showed. We're going to say main start, and then we can, and excuse the birds chirping, I'm sorry, it's morning right now. Main end, and then we can just say here is where we have our menu start, and menu end. All right. And then for our grid template rows, I only intend to have, we have the footer, the header, which is 2 rows itself, and then we have the menu on the side. So we're gonna, of course, have the header be maybe 100 pixels itself. We're gonna have the footer also be 100 pixels, and in between, we're going to have it be as big as it needs to be. So yeah, that's basically, you know, what it's looking like right now. And of course, let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, so I need to quickly set this up. So our nav bar, our nav is going to, we're going to have a list style of none. Or actually, let's set up the grid stuff first. So we're going to say grid column, and it's going to be from, it's just going to be main. Because remember, main start to main end will make it so that this thing takes up the entire first row of the grid. And then for our footer, it's going to be the same thing. Grid column will be main, just like that. Which I believe, well, no, it'll be our header, actually. We'll have a grid column of main, and then if I just remove that from the nav. All right, so that means the header takes up the entire width, the footer takes up the entire width, and then the main and the menu. Let's go ahead and get that working. Dot main and dot menu. Dot menu will have a grid column of 1 to 2. So the first kind of column, that 100 pixels, and then the main content will just be a grid column from 2 to the end. So another way to say that is actually just to use menu, because remember I determine these main kind of things here. And then, you know, we're going to keep this here. Although we could say menu end is content, or is, yeah, we could say content start, and then main end is content end. So if we wanted to, we could change this to content. Again, utilizing that named lines, which helps make our code more readable, as you can see here. So again, now we have our grid layout sort of working like we want it to. And just a quick heads up by now, this video I can tell is going to run a bit late. So, or not late, it's going to run a little bit later than a normal video would. But yeah, we are tying together all of our grid knowledge here. So for our nav, we're going to give it a list style type of none, just to get rid of the bullets. My bad, nav ul. And then the, let me think here really quick. Yeah, the UL itself is going to be our flex display flex. And then let's just quickly, I guess let's quickly give all of our things let's make them all links. So like maybe, you know, they're not going to go anywhere, but, and then let's just go ahead and close them. Perfect. So yeah, now, what did I do? Whoops. So now when you click on one of these things, they don't go anywhere, but they do act like links, basically. And we're going to quickly maybe do a justify content of space. Or you know what? No. We're gonna give each nav ul li. We're gonna give it a width of 30 pixels. Give it a background color of maybe blue. We'll see how that works. Let's make them wider. Let's give them a height too of like 30 pixels. Let's give them a margin of, let's just say 20 pixels all around. That makes them impossible to see though. So let's just, let's come up with a color. I don't want to take too long on this. There we go. So they have a really light background anyways. So let's see here. Actually, yeah, we're going to get rid of the height and width. So yeah, I'm just going to go with, because this is not a tutorial on Flexbox, we're just going to say justify content space around, or space. You know what? No. We're going to just say justify content, flex start by default, and then we're going to split it along contact. So here on the contact li, we're going to give it an ID of, I don't know, or let's just give it a class of contact, and then say right here, dot contact, we'll have a margin left of auto, which again, you know, if you'd have to watch the flexbox, and I know this is uneven, but let's see what's going on here. It's the UL has padding. There we go. Let's just get rid of that really quick. Padding none. Perfect. If I can spell. Let's see. Why does it still have padding? Nav UL. All right. I'm going to use something called important, and this is just because for the sake of getting this all working. Why is padding none not working? Oh wait, padding left. My bad. So yeah, that was just a little lapse in my knowledge. Invalid property value. Oh yeah, my bad. 0. What am I thinking? Not none. Okay, so yeah, now we have padding left 0. So yeah, we have a simple navbar layout. And then we want to go ahead and get to set up these kind of these sections. So let's go ahead and just say h1 menu, and then let's say h1 main content. All right, so now we have these basic sections set up. For our footer, we want to actually make our footer also a flex display, like right here in our nav UL, and we're just going to give it a justify content center, and then align items flex end, which will center our copyright in the middle and bottom, like this. There we go. So now we have our bottom middle kind of copyright, and let's give it like a background color of something that won't get in the way. So let's just go with a weird white color, and then let's quickly remove the body margin, which is here, margin 0. That way we can get the full background, like that. Perfect. So yeah, now we have this cool footer here, and then let's give our header the same kind of treatment. Let's give it a Azure. There we go. So now we have a kind of Azure header, beige footer, just to kind of differentiate. I don't personally think these colors are great, but you know, that's not the point. We have a simple grid layout we're setting up. So for our menu, let's just add a bunch of p tags and say menu item. I'm just going to fill the menu with a bunch of random text. It's the main that I really care about here. Alright, so that's just our menu here on the side. And then we have our main content. So for our main content, it's actually, funnily enough, going to be yet another grid. So we are going to say our main here, like that, and then we are going to give it a display of grid. And again, we have to set up our grid template columns. Will be, we're going to want 3 columns. Let's just make them all 1 fraction unit. So we can do repeat 3 1 fr, which will repeat 1 fraction unit 3 times. We can say grid template rows will be, well, I don't know how much space we want here. So let's just say, how tall is this? You know, let's just say 50 pixels to give us some good padding, and then we're going to use grid auto rows because again, we don't know how many blog posts are going to be. So we'll just say every new row is going to be 200 pixels tall, for example. And let's actually make this first row a little bit taller, 100 pixels. If I made it 1,000 pixels, something's going on here. Oh, that's not, okay. So yeah, we gave this 50, and then we made this a little bit small, but I think if I close that, yeah, main content extends out here. Although I will say our main content, ID equals main dash content will have a grid columns of 1/-1, aka I want it to span across the entire thing, and let's just give it a text align of center. This is just very simple. I just want to center the main content text. Great. So now we have our kind of grid layout, and let's just add a couple of grid items. So let's just say div with an image, and let's look up random image API. Lorem Pixum. There we go. So let's just go ahead and get that. Let's just get some square images. So there we go. And then let's also actually add a tiny grid gap. Where is our grid here? Yeah. For our main, let's add a grid gap down here of maybe 10 pixels. Perfect. Or maybe 20. That way we can just add some inner spacing. And I guess for this photo, let's actually make it maybe 150, just make them a bit smaller. So for each image, let's just go ahead and add a caption, which we can actually, I think caption is, yeah, caption, a cool image, and why is it behaving like that? Right. We're just gonna apply a little hack here and say class is, what's it called? Well, we'll just say class is blog-post. And here in our CSS, I'm just gonna quickly make a blog post a display of flex, and then we're gonna make the flex direction column. That way we just get this forced to happen, and the image will stretch to its width. And then let's just go ahead and copy and paste this. And now we have our blog post layout, just like that. Although it's not supposed to have the same image, but whatever, we'll leave it like that. So yeah, pretty much this has just been me speed coding a simple blog layout. As you can see, in I don't know how long, maybe 15-20 minutes, I was able to get our navbar, menu, main content, footer, and then we even have a grid inside a grid. Because remember, this whole thing is a grid, the whole website, and then this main content section is also a grid to display the blog posts themselves. And of course, I will admit, anyone who's anyone who's an advanced developer, like an experienced developer, will know this code is not very clean. I was just trying to build this as fast as possible. I would definitely clean up my naming and stuff like that in order to actually make this, like, if I really wanted to make a website that looked like this. But yeah, overall, that's just the kind of end-to-end demonstration I wanted to show you in case you do want to kind of follow this video and try it for yourself. So yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to see the videos in this series previously, you can check out the playlist, which is linked in the description. I will be starting a new CSS mini-series soon. I believe it'll be either animations or maybe some CSS framework. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications whenever I post new videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.